Rain slammed my windshield, a mirror to the storm in my chest. Parked outside Elmwood Elementary, I clutched the steering wheel, knuckles white, tears blurring Seattle's gray dusk. My phone glowed. Mark's text, late at work. Love you. Lies. Photos from his hidden app burned my eyes. Him with Ms. Harper, Tommy's teacher, tangled in a motel's cheap sheets. My sob broke, fists pounding the dash. Her car pulled up. Her fake smile flickered as our eyes locked. Rage surged, jaw tight. They stole my family. But tonight, I'd spark the fire of revenge. My name's Sarah Jenkins, 34 years old. Born and raised in the Pacific Northwest, where the evergreens whisper secrets and the coffee's strong enough to wake the dead. I grew up in a tiny apartment in Tacoma, just me and Mom after Dad skipped out when I was 6. She worked double shifts at the diner, her hands rough from scrubbing plates, but she'd always tuck me in with stories of far-off places. One day, Sarah, she'd say, her eyes soft and hopeful, you'll have the white picket fence. The whole dream, and I did. Or at least I thought I had. Mark and I met at a Mariners game in Seattle back in college. He was 22, all broad shoulders and that easy grin, cheering louder than anyone when Ichiro smacked a double. I spilled my nachos on his lap, total klutz move, and he just laughed. Deep from the belly, guess you're buying me new jeans now, he teased, his blue eyes sparkling under the stadium lights. We were inseparable after that. Late-night drives along the Puget Sound, windows down, his hand on my knee. Picnics in Discovery Park, where he'd pack PB&J sandwiches cut into hearts. He proposed on the ferry to Bainbridge Island, down on one knee amid the salt spray, ring glinting like a promise. Sarah, you're my home run, he said, voice thick. I cried then, happy tears, my cheeks flushing pink as I nodded, yes. We married in a backyard ceremony in my mom's new place in Kent. Just 50 people, string lights twinkling, burgers on the grill. Mom hugged me tight after, her wrinkled hands cupping my face. He's a keeper, kiddo. Mark's folks flew in from Spokane, his dad, a burly mechanic with grease under his nails, clapping Mark on the back. His mom, fussing over the cake with her apron tied neat. Life settled into that sweet rhythm. We bought our first house in Maple Grove, a split-level ranch with a swing set in the back. Mark climbed the ladder at Boeing. Project manager now, suits and ties replacing his old jeans. I'd tease him about it, straightening his collar before he left, my fingers lingering on his neck. Don't forget to come home to me, I'd whisper, and he'd pull me close, his stubble scratching my cheek. Never, babe. Then Tommy came. 8 pounds, 2 ounces, with Mark's blue eyes and my stubborn chin. The delivery room in Swedish Medical Center smelled like antiseptic and joy. Mark held my hand the whole time, sweat beading on his forehead, whispering, "You're amazing, Sarah. Our boy's perfect." Those first nights, bleary-eyed and bone-tired, we'd rock Tommy together in the glider chair. Mark's big arms cradling him, humming off-key lullabies. I'd lean my head on his shoulder, heart so full it ached. This was it. Our family. Solid as the Olympics in the distance. Mornings were chaos in the best way. I'd brew coffee, dark roast, 2 sugars for him, while Mark wrestled Tommy into his dinosaur pajamas. Roar! Tommy'd growl, tiny fists punching the air, and Mark would collapse dramatically, eyes crossed in mock defeat. I'd laugh from the kitchen, flipping pancakes, the smell of vanilla filling the air. School drop-offs were our ritual. Mark blasting classic rock on the radio, Tommy singing along to Sweet Home Alabama in his high-pitched voice. I'd wave from the porch, blowing kisses, my robe tied loose around me. Weekends? Pure magic. Hikes in the Cascades, Tommy's little legs pumping to keep up, Mark hoisting him on his shoulders when he tired. Look, buddy. Mountains touch the sky. We'd stop at roadside stands for huckleberry pie, sticky fingers and crumbly chins. Evenings on the deck, fire pit crackling, s'mores dripping gooey marshmallows. Mark's arm around me, Tommy between us, pointing at shooting stars. Make a wish, Mommy. I'd close my eyes, whispering thanks for this life. For them, Ms. Harper entered the picture innocently enough. Tommy's kindergarten teacher at Elmwood Elementary, just a mile from our house. First parent-teacher night, she shook my hand, cool, confident grip, and smiled that bright, toothy grin. Mrs. Jenkins, Tommy's a joy. So curious. She was young, maybe 28, with auburn curls and freckles like cinnamon sprinkles. Wore cardigans over sundresses, the kind that screamed, "Girl next door." Mark chatted with her longer than I did, complimenting her bulletin board of student art. Impressive setup, he said, his posture straight, that charming tilt to his head. I didn't think twice. Why would I? She was part of the school family, potlucks, book fairs, holiday sing-alongs. Tommy adored her. Ms. Harper read us The Very Hungry Caterpillar today. She does all the voices. He'd chirp, eyes wide with wonder. I'd nod, ruffling his hair. Sounds fun, champ. Mark started volunteering more. Chaperoning field trips to the Seattle Aquarium, helping with the science fair. Gotta support the kids' education, he'd say, kissing my forehead on his way out. I'd smile, waving from the door, my heart warm. Little did I know those volunteer hours were weaving the first threads of the noose. Our routines deepened. Date nights at that Italian spot in Bellevue. Candlelight flickering on Chianti bottles, Mark's foot nudging mine under the table. To us, he'd toast, clinking glasses, his gaze holding mine like I was the only star in his sky. Anniversaries marked with trips to the San Juans, ferry rides, kayaking in glassy bays, collapsing into bed with sea air on our skin. I love you more every year, he'd murmur, tracing my spine with his fingers. Tommy grew, first lost tooth under the pillow, fairy dust sprinkled by my hand. Bike rides around Green Lake, Mark jogging beside, yelling encouragement. Pedal, Tommy! You're flying! Laughter echoed off the water, our shadows long in the summer sun. Holidays glowed brighter. Thanksgiving with Mom's turkey gravy thick as tradition. Christmas mornings unwrapping gifts by the tree, Tommy's squeals piercing the quiet. I worked part-time at the local library, shelving books, recommending cozy mysteries to retirees. It fit our life, flexible hours for school runs, story time with Tommy on my lap. Mark's promotions meant more stability, less worry. We'd talk dreams over dinner, saving for Tommy's college, maybe a cabin in the woods someday. His hand over mine, thumb stroking my knuckles. Simple, real. But cracks? They hide in the quiet moments. Mark's phone buzzing late, face tightening as he silenced it. Work stuff. I'd nod, but my brow would furrow, just a touch. Hugs lingering a second too short. His eyes drifting when I spoke of our plans. I chalked it up to stress. Boeing layoffs looming, traffic snarls on 405. You okay? I'd ask, cupping his cheek, feeling the faint stubble. He'd force a smile, lines crinkling at his eyes. Always with you. Tommy's second grade year kicked off golden. First day, he marched in with his Iron Man backpack, Mark high-fiving him at the door. Ms. Harper greeted us warmly, her hand on Tommy's shoulder. We've got big adventures this year. Mark lingered again, joking about the class hamster. Name him Boeing yet? She laughed, light, tinkling, and touched his arm. Fleeting, innocent. I believed in us. In the life we'd built brick by brick. Hugs in the hallway, Tommy's sticky kisses goodnight, Mark's steady heartbeat against my ear. Happiness wasn't fireworks. It was the quiet glow of porch lights at dusk. The way our hands fit after all these years, oh, how blind I was. That glow? It was the flicker before the flame. It started with a whisper. Not the kind you hear, the kind that slithers into your gut and coils tight. October fog hung heavy over Maple Grove, turning the streets to ghosts. Tommy's school pictures came home that week, glossy proofs of his gap-toothed grin. I pinned one to the fridge, smiling at the memory of him posing like a superhero. Mark came home late again, tie loosened, stubble shadowing his jaw. Rough day? I asked, stirring chili on the stove. He nodded, pecking my cheek, quick, distracted. Yeah, deadlines. His eyes avoided mine, flicking to his phone as it chimed. That night, after Tommy's bedtime story, Where the Wild Things Are, his favorite, I slipped into our room. Mark was in the shower, steam curling under the door like secrets escaping. His phone lay on the nightstand, screen dark. Temptation tugged. I'd never snooped before. Trust was our foundation, right? But the coil in my gut twisted harder. I picked it up. Thumb on the sensor. It unlocked. No passcode between us. That should have been my first warning. Scrolling texts, nothing odd at first. Work emails, memes from his buddy Jake. Then a thread buried deep. Harper E with a heart emoji. My breath caught. Sharp inhale like ice in my lungs. Missed you today. That field trip was torture without your smile. From her. Timestamp last Tuesday. My fingers went numb. Heart hammering, thump, thump, thump. I kept scrolling. Mark's reply. Soon, babe. Dinner Friday? That Italian place by the lake. With a winking face. Babe. The word hit like a slap. I sank onto the bed, sheets cool against my thighs. More messages. Photos. Her in a low-cut blouse. Lips pursed in a kissy face. Him shirtless at the gym, flexing with a caption. For you. Plans. Meetups. Can't wait to feel you again. God. The words blurred through fresh tears. Hot. Stinging tracks down my cheeks. The shower shut off. Panic surged. I dropped the phone, hands shaking so bad I fumbled the case. Mark emerged, towel low on his hips, water dripping from his chest. Everything okay? His brow furrowed, but his eyes, guarded now, like storm shutters slamming down. I stood, forcing steadiness into my voice. Who's Harper E? The name cracked out, brittle as autumn leaves, his face drained of color. Jaw slackened, then snapped shut, teeth grinding audible. What? That's work. But his arms crossed tight over his chest, a barrier. Water pooled at his feet, innocent as spilled trust. Work? I thrust the phone at him, screen glowing with their filth. This is work? Dinner? Feel you again? My voice rose, sharp as shattered glass. Chest heaving, I paced, 2 steps, turn, like a caged animal. Fists balled at my sides, nails biting palms. Mark's eyes darted, guilt flashing raw and red-rimmed. He reached for me, hand hovering. Sarah, listen. No. I jerked back, arms flailing. Don't touch me. Revulsion twisted my gut. That hand, on her, tracing her skin while I tucked Tommy in. He deflated then, shoulders slumping like a punctured tire. It just happened. She's fun, easy. I was stressed. Stressed. Laughter bubbled up, hysterical, choking. My face contorted, mouth twisting in a grimace. I'm your wife. Tommy's mom. And you call her babe? Tears flowed free now, snot mixing in, ugly and real. I swiped at my nose, glaring through the blur. How long? He looked away, jaw working side to side. 6 months. Maybe 7, 6 months. Half a year of lies layered like wet cement. Field trips. Science fairs. All covers. My knees buckled. I grabbed the dresser, knuckles whitening to stay upright. Tommy, does he know? Mark's head snapped up, eyes wide, horror pooling. God, no. Sarah, please. The door creaked. Tommy's voice sleepy. Mommy, Daddy? I had a bad dream. He rubbed his eyes, dinosaur blanket trailing like a cape. Time froze. Mark's face crumpled, pleading, desperate. Go back to bed, buddy. Daddy's got you. But his voice wobbled, betraying him. I scooped Tommy up, his warm weight grounding me. It's okay, sweetie. Mommy's here. My lips trembled against his hair, but I held the smile. Fragile mask. Tucked him in, sang a shaky lullaby, his eyelids fluttering shut. Back in the hall, Mark waited, arms open, like that fixed anything. We can fix this, counseling. I love you, Sarah. Love. The word soured in my mouth. I shoved past him, shoulder clipping his chest. Get out! Whispered at first, then roared, voice cracking like thunder. Get out! He flinched, eyes glistening, crocodile tears. Sarah, now! My finger jabbed the door, arm rigid. Face flushed hot, veins pulsing in my neck. He grabbed a duffel from the closet, movements jerky, zipper snagging. Paused at the threshold, back to me. Shoulders hunched, head bowed. I'm sorry, mumbled, defeated. The door clicked shut. Silence crashed in, deafening. I slid down the wall, knees to chest. Sobs racked me, wail, 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 body curling fetal. Betrayal burned like acid in my veins. Mark, my rock, crumbled to sand. But worse? Her Miss Harper. Grooming my son by day, stealing my husband by night. Her smug confidence at conferences, hand on his arm. All a game. I rocked there till dawn, fists clenched till they ached. Shock ebbed to anger, slow simmer building to boil. My reflection in the hall mirror, eyes puffy slits, cheeks streaked salt. But beneath? A spark, hard, unyielding, she'd pay. They'd both pay. Not with screams or fists, no. Smarter, deeper. I'd unravel their world thread by thread. Watch it fray morning light filtered gray. Tommy patted out, yawning. Where's Daddy? Innocent eyes searching. I pulled him close, chin quivering, but voice steady. Daddy had to go away for a bit. But we're okay. You and me. Hugged him fierce, his small arms wrapping back. For him. Always for him. In the kitchen, coffee brewed, bitter as my thoughts. I texted her. We need to talk. After school. Elmwood parking lot. No pleasantries? Just the hook. Her reply pinged fast. Sure. Everything all right? Smiley face, bitch, my lips curled, sneer cold. See you soon, the day dragged. Drop off, Tommy waved from her classroom door, oblivious. I drove away, rear view shrinking her silhouette. Nerves jangled, fingers drumming the wheel, but resolve hardened. No more victim. After bell, I waited in my SUV. Rain pattered soft now, a mocking lullaby. Her Prius pulled up, eco-friendly lie. She approached, umbrella folded, curls frizzing in the damp. Smile tentative, head tilted like a curious bird. Sarah, what's up? I stepped out, slamming the door, bang echoing. Arms crossed tight, chin lifted. You know damn well. Voice low, edged steel. Her eyes flickered. Surprise? Then defiance sparked, brows arching. Save it. I leaned in, close enough to smell her vanilla perfume. Cloying. Fake. 6 months. With my husband. Tommy's dad. Color drained from her face. Ghost white. Lips parted, a gasp slipping. Ah! Hand fluttered to her throat, fingers twisting a necklace. It's not... We didn't mean... Bullshit. My eyes narrowed to slits, body rigid as a board. You preyed on him, on us. While teaching my son ABCs. She straightened, chin jutting, defensive now, arms folding mirror to mine. Mark loves me. It's real. Voice pitched higher, cracking at the edges. Loves her. The knife twisted deeper. I laughed, short, bitter bark. Real? Like your tenure? Your reputation. My finger stabbed the air toward the school. One word from me and poof. Career gone, her posture sagged, eyes darting, panic gleaming wet. Please, Sarah, don't. I need this job. Need. Like she'd needed him in that motel bed. Revulsion surged, bile rising. I turned away, shoulders shaking, not from sobs but fury. Tell Mark it's over, or I will. To everyone, she nodded frantic, curls bouncing. Okay. Backed toward her car, heels clicking uneven, I watched her drive off, taillights fading in the mist. Victory? Hollow. Betrayal's poison lingered, seeping into bones. Home alone, echoes mocking. Dinner for one, microwave lasagna, tasteless mush. Wine glass trembled in my grip, red staining my lips. Stared at our wedding photo on the mantel, us beaming, arms entwined. Ripped it down, glass shattering, crash, shards glittering like fallen stars. Curled on the couch, blanket cocoon, despair crashed. Why me? Why us? Body racked with shudders, face buried in pillows damp with tears. But anger flickered again, ember to flame. They thought I was weak? Done, I'd fight. For Tommy, for the woman I used to be. And hell, for the one rising from these ashes, sharper, stronger. The days blurred into a gray haze. Maple Grove's autumn leaves turned blood red, mocking the hemorrhage in my heart. Mornings choked me, alarm blaring like an accusation. I'd roll out of bed, sheets twisted like my thoughts, eyes gritty from endless tears. Makeup caked thick, hiding the purple hollows beneath. Mommy, you sad? Tommy asked one dawn, his small hand on my cheek, palm warm, innocent. I forced a grin, teeth gritted behind. Just tired, bug, hug? He squeezed tight, oblivious to the fracture lines spidering my soul. Work at the library became torture. Shelving romances, irony bitter as black coffee. Patrons chattered about book club pics, their laughter grating like sandpaper. Sarah, you okay? Look peaked. My boss, Mrs. Ellis, tilted her head, brows knit in concern. I'd nod, lips pressing thin. Fine, just a bug. Lie after lie, stacking like bricks in my chest. Mark's texts started soft. Miss you, can we talk? Then desperate. Please, Sarah, for Tommy. I deleted them all, thumb jabbing savage. But nights? They clawed me open. Curled fetal under covers, sobs muffled in pillows, sob, gasp, body convulsing like I'd been gut-punched. His scent lingered on his side of the bed. Faint cologne. Betrayal's ghost. I'd punch the mattress, knuckles splitting, rage and grief warring in my veins. Bills piled. His half of the mortgage vanished. I juggled checks at the kitchen table, lamp casting harsh shadows, pen trembling in my grip. Called Boeing HR, voice cracking. Leave of absence? They hummed sympathy, but the silence screamed pity. Mom drove over from Kent, her old Corolla rattling. Brought casseroles, her hands flour-dusted and steady. Oh, honey. She pulled me into her bosom, soft, familiar, rocking like I was 6 again. Tears soaked her blouse, my face crumpling against her. Men are fools, Sarah, but you're steel. Her eyes crinkled wise, but worry etched deep lines around her mouth. Tommy felt it. School notes home, distracted in class. His teacher now, substitute mercifully, suggested play therapy. I sat in the waiting room at Overlake Behavioral, knees bouncing, nails bitten raw. He's acting out, the counselor said, clipboard balanced on her lap. Drawings of broken houses. My throat closed, gulp, guilt flooding hot. It's my fault. Whispered, head bowed, fingers twisting in my lap. Nights alone amplified everything. TV flickered blue ghosts, sitcom families laughing, stabbing deeper. I'd pace the kitchen, bare feet cold on tile, hugging myself tight. Flashbacks assaulted, Mark's grin at Tommy's t-ball game, high-fiving after a home run. Now, that grin for her, in their stolen moments. Jealousy gnawed, vicious, green-eyed beast. What did she have I didn't? Youth? Freedom? I stared in the mirror, lines faint around my eyes, body softened by motherhood. Ugly, I muttered, fist slamming the glass. Crack, veins spidering, but not breaking. Friends drifted. Invites dried up, awkward silences at PTA coffee. Heard about Mark. Whispers behind manicured hands, eyes sliding away. I smiled brittle, chin lifting defiant. We're good, but inside, shredded. Grocery runs turned minefields. Spotting couples, hands linked, easy affection, my chest caved, breath hitching ragged. Abandoned cart in aisle 3, fleeing to the van, forehead pressed to the wheel. Why me, why now? Money crunch bit harder. Pawned my engagement ring, gold melting under the jeweler's lamp, his nod sympathetic. Tough times. The cash bought formula, but the bare finger ached phantom weight. Sleep evaded, tossing, sheets tangling like nooses. Dreams twisted cruel. Mark and her, laughing in our bed, Tommy watching confused from the corner. I'd wake gasping, ha, sweat-soaked, heart galloping. Mom stayed over more, her presence a lifeline. We'd sip tea on the couch, steam curling like unspoken fears. File for divorce, she urged, hand squeezing mine, knuckles bony but firm. Don't let him drag you down. I'd nod, but fear coiled tight. What if I lost the house? Custody? My jaw clenched, teeth grinding audible in the quiet. Tommy's birthdays loomed. 8 now, party planned pre-blow-up. Balloons half-inflated in the garage, mocking. I canceled, voicemail trembling. Rain check, folks. Guilt gnawed deeper. He drew me pictures, stick figure family, daddy with a question mark head. When's daddy home? Over pancakes, syrup sticky on his chin. I'd choke down answers. Soon, maybe. Lies souring my tongue. Mark showed at the door one rainy Tuesday. Umbrella dripping, eyes bloodshot, stubble thick. Sarah, please. I messed up. His shoulders slumped, hands pleading, palms up. Rain streaked his face, or tears? I blocked the threshold, arms crossed, iron bar. No. Voice flat, eyes cold steel. You've done enough. He leaned in, desperation etching his face, lines deepening like canyons. I ended it. With her, swear. Fingers raking hair, wild tufts, a laugh escaped, hollow, echoing. Too late. My lip curled, disdain dripping. You broke us. His eyes welled, glistening, vulnerable. For Tommy, use his name again, and you're gone forever. I slammed the door, thud, back against it, sliding slow. Sobs rose, choked, furious, fists pounding wood till bruises bloomed. Her shadow lingered too. PTA emails, Ms. Harper on leave. Whispers at pickup, parents clucking tongues, eyes pitying on me. Satisfaction flickered, brief, dark, but drowned in my own mire. Therapy sessions unearthed rot. Abandonment issues, the shrink said, glasses perched low. From your dad. I nodded, tissues shredding in my lap, body hunched small. Winter bit early. Frost glazing windows like barred cells. Holidays hollowed. Thanksgiving solo with Mom and Tommy, turkey dry, laughter forced. He asked for Daddy's spot at table, eyes big. My smile cracked, edges fraying. He's working, sweetie. Heart splintering fresh. Christmas Eve, I cracked. Wine bottle half gone, ornaments twinkling judgmental. Curled by the tree, baubles blurring through tears, drip drip, whiskey burn in my throat. Merry fucking Christmas, whispered to ghosts. Body racked, limbs heavy lead, but rock bottom? Valentine's, card from Tommy, heart crayon scrawled. To Mommy, love forever. I clutched it, chest caving, heave heave, sobs earthquake deep. Alone, unwanted. The villain in my story? Not just them. Me, for trusting. For breaking, hate festered. For Mark's cowardice, her predation. But self-loathing? Sharpest blade. Mirror stares turned accusatory. Weak. Fool. Fists clenched till nails drew blood. Crescents, red moons, debts mounted. Eviction notice yellow slip under door. Paper cut to my pride. Packed boxes loomed in the hall, Tommy's toys spilling like accusations. We moving, Mommy? His lip quivered, eyes shimmering. I knelt, hugging fierce, his heartbeat rabbit fast against mine. Temporary bug, adventure. Lie-tasted ash, nights blurred to delirium. Insomnia's grip, pacing circuits, floorboards creaking confession. Flashbacks looped, motel texts, her smug tilt. Rage simmered low, but despair drowned it. Friends' pity calls, you deserve better. I'd hang up, phone hurled, clatter, curling into ball. One dawn, breaking, coffee spilled, mug shattering, smash, scalding splash on my foot. I screamed, raw, primal, dropping to knees amid shards. Blood mixed with brew, stinging. Enough! Howled to empty rooms. Body shaking, face contorted, mouth wide, eyes wild. In that wreckage, a shift. Not light, not yet. But a grit. Teeth bared in the mirror, feral, unbroken. They took my joy? Fine, I'd forge armor from the pain. Hate the villains? God, yes. But pity me? Never again, struggle carved me hollow. But hollows fill. With fire. Dawn broke different that day. Weak Seattle sun slanting through blinds, gilding the coffee stains on the floor like gold veins. I stared at the mess, shards glinting, blood speckling tile, and something snapped. Not fragile this time, iron. My reflection in a jagged piece, eyes hollow but hardening, jaw set like granite. Enough wallowing. Time to rise. I swept up slow, each stroke deliberate, broom bristles whispering resolve. Bandaged my foot, wincing at the sting, pain a teacher, sharp and honest. Brewed fresh coffee, black and bold, sipping it standing, back straight. No more slouch. Shoulders squared, chin up. The woman in the window? Taller. Fiercer. Mom arrived mid-morning, casserole in arms, her worry eyes scanning. Sarah? Tentative, like approaching a cornered fox. I met her gaze, smile small but real, lips curving genuine. I'm done crying, Mom. Voice steady, low timbre. Her brows lifted, surprise softening to pride. She set the dish down, pulling me into a hug. Her embrace lingered, hands rubbing circles on my back. That's my girl. We talked plans over breakfast, Tommy munching cereal oblivious, milk dribbling chin. Divorce papers first. Lawyer up, Mom urged, fork stabbing eggs emphatic. I nodded, fire kindling in my chest, warm, insistent. Called Elaine from the library. Divorce attorney, no nonsense with a bob haircut and shark eyes. Adultery clause, she said over speaker, voice crisp. We'll bleed him dry. My grip tightened on the phone, knuckles paling, but a thrill zipped my spine. Yes. Afternoons shifted. Gym membership dusty from neglect. First session, treadmill pounding, feet slapping belt like war drums. Sweat beaded, stinging eyes, but I pushed. Breath ragged, huff huff, muscles screaming protest. Mirror self, cheeks flushed, ponytail swinging defiant. Not for Mark, for me. Posture transformed, spine lengthening, strides lengthening with it, evenings, strategy sessions. Notebook open on the table, pen flying, lists, evidence, those texts, printed, time-stamped, sorted, details black on white. Her school email pulled from Tommy's backpack, casual access. Unprofessional conduct, I'd murmur, underlining. Research dives, laptop glowing late, fingers tapping keys furious. Teacher ethics codes, state laws on affairs with parents. Smug satisfaction bloomed, lips quirking as articles loaded, dismissals for moral turpitude. Tommy noticed the change. Mommy's strong now, he'd declare, flexing toothpick arms after school. I'd laugh, full, belly deep, ruffling his hair. We both are, champ. Bedtime stories turned tales of heroes. David versus Goliath, underdog fire. His eyes sparkled, mirroring mine. Hope dawning. Mark's calls persisted. Voicemails pleading, voice gravel rough. Sarah, I get it. I'm scum, but let's co-parent. I'd delete but save one for the file. Fuel. Her silence? Deafening. No texts, no sightings. Good. Let her squirm. Weekends fueled the forge. Hikes solo now, boots crunching cascade trails, breath sinking with wind. Peaks loomed, misty giants whispering power. At summits, I'd yell, ah, echoes bouncing back triumphant. Body leaner, stronger, jeans looser, steps surer. Friends trickled back, coffee with Lisa from PTA, her hand on mine, sympathetic. You're glowing, girl. I shrugged, but inside? Radiance, not joy yet. Resolve. Legal wheels turned. Elaine's office, leather chairs, Seattle skyline view. Alimony, child support, house. She ticked boxes, glasses flashing. My nod firm, eyes locked, unblinking. And her? Hesitant but venom edged my tone. Elaine leaned forward, elbows braced. Conspirator gleam. Anonymous tip to the district? Affairs with parents? Career suicide. My pulse quickened. Thrum fists unclenching to open palms. Power. Real. Home front solidified. Mom moved in temporary. Spare room dusted. Her laugh filling halls again. We baked cookies. Flower clouds. Tommy's giggles sticky sweet. Team Jenkins! He cheered, chocolate smears on cheeks. My heart swelled, fuller, lighter. Hugs lingered now, arms wrapping secure. Revenge blueprint sharpened. Phase 1. Evidence lockbox. USB drives, printed stacks, witness notes. Jake, Mark's buddy, awkward call, my voice honey over steel. Heard things. Motel on Aurora? His stutter confirmed, loose lips sinking ships. Phase 2, school board. Letter drafted, words precise, poison dipped. Concerned parent. Unethical behavior observed. No name. Yet. Physical shift deepened. Yoga classes, downward dog stretching scars, breath deep and even. Instructor's voice soothing. Breathe into the fire. I did. Flames licking higher, purifying. Wardrobe purge, frumpy sweats to fitted jeans, blouses crisp. Mirror approval. Eyes bright, posture proud, shoulders back like armor plates. Tommy's school conference, irony thick. New teacher Ms. Ruiz, warm, no shadows. He's thriving, she said, smile genuine. I nodded, but mind raced. Harper's empty desk down the hall. Rumors swirled, parents buzzing at pickup. She resigned? Scandal? My lip twitched, suppressed smirk. Seeds sprouting. Mark cornered me at soccer practice, field mud slick, kids yelling. He approached hesitant, hands jammed pockets, eyes downcast. Sarah, you look good. Voice soft, awe-tinged. I met his gaze, cool, appraising. Chin tilted, arms crossed casual. I am good. Tone even laced frost. No tremble. His Adam's apple bobbed, swallow audible. Can we? No, sharp final. Turned away, stride purposeful. Back straight, hair flipping dismissal. His stare burned my neck, but I didn't flinch. Power shifted, mine nights quieted. Journal entries flowed, ink venting fury to focus. They'll crumble, I'd write, pen pressing deep. Bed welcomed now, sheets smooth, sleep coming swift. Dreams, not nightmares. Visions, justice served, sweet as pie, community wove back. Library book club, me leading now, voice projecting confident. Next read, Gone Girl. Laughter rippled, knowing nods. Mom beamed from the circle, pride swelling her chest. Final touches, PI hire, discreet ad, cash under table. Follow her, photos. His report landed, her at bars, new guy on arm, desperation reeking. Leverage gold. Mark's finances? Drilled by Elaine, debts hidden, bonuses funneled. We'll expose, she grinned, teeth wolfish, rise crested one eve. Deck fire pit crackling, Tommy roasting marshmallows, gooey strings. Mom beside, wine glasses clinking. I leaned back, flames dancing in my eyes, reflecting inner blaze. To new beginnings, I toasted, voice rich, resonant. Glasses raised, Tommy's juice cup high. Cheers echoed, warm, unified, body hummed, muscles coiled, spring ready. Face, serene mask over storm. But eyes, they burned, hopeful, powerful. The planning? Meticulous web, spider silk strong, they'd never see it coming. But when it hit, tsunami. And I'd stand on the shore, unshaken, victorious. Revenge wasn't destruction. It was rebirth. And I was born anew, wings unfurling, fierce and free. Sunrise painted the kitchen gold, first true light in months. I stood at the sink, suds foaming under my hands, dishes clinking soft symphony. Tommy chattered at the table, cereal crunching, stories tumbling about recess heroes. And I scored a goal, Mommy. Like a pro. His grin gap-toothed, eyes sparkling, unshadowed. I turned, drying hands on a towel, smile easy, genuine. My champion. Ruffled his hair, leaned down for a kiss, cheek soft, smelling of shampoo and boy. Mom bustled in, apron tied, bacon sizzling pan. Smells like victory, she quipped, wink crinkling her eyes. Laughter bubbled, light shared. We ate together, plates steaming, forks tinkling, talk turning to summer plans. Camping in the Olympics, maybe. Tommy's whoops echoed, pure joy rebounding off walls. Papers arrived noon, courier crisp, envelope heavy with finality. Signed at Elaine's office, pen gliding smooth, no hesitation. Mark's assets? Divided fair, house mine, support steady. Custody. Primary me, visit supervised. His signature? Scrawled shaky, ink bleeding like wounds. I folded it away, drawer click ceiling chapter, her fallout hit news, local feed, teacher resigns amid scandal. Photo. Harper leaving school, head bowed, flashes popping paparazzi glare. No job offers, whispers said, blacklisted. I scrolled neutral, satisfaction quiet glow, not blaze. Justice tasted clean, not bitter. Mark called once, voicemail halting. I get it. Deserve it. Tell Tommy. I love him. Pause thick, sniffle muffled. Deleted, but relayed edited. Daddy says hi bug. Tommy nodded, crayon busy, resilient sponge. Life wove new threads. Library promotion, head of children's section, story hours my stage. Voice confident now, projecting tales with flair, kids rapt, giggles cascading. Encore. They'd beg, faces upturned wonder. Lisa hosted girls' night. Wine flowing, vents cathartic. You're a badass, she toasted, glass clinking mine. Blush warm cheeks but nod proud, chest lifting. Tommy thrived, grades soaring, soccer star budding. Practice pickups. Him waving triumphant, cleats muddy glory. Watch this kick. Ball sailed net, cheers erupting. I'd clap loud, throat raw happy, heart full measure. Mom downsized back to Kent. Hug lingering porch, her eyes misty. You did it, kiddo. Stronger than me. Squeezed hands, calluses familiar maps. Love you. Drive away, taillights fading but bond? Eternal anchor dating? Distant dream. Coffee with Dave from yoga, kind eyes, easy laugh. Walks along the lake, hands brushing accidental electric. But slow, no rush. Scars healed pink, not raw. Touch tentative, trust rebuilding brick by gentle brick. Anniversaries marked quiet. Wedding date, solo toast on deck. Wine swirling ruby, fireflies dancing dusk. To me, murmured lips curving soft. Tears? Gentle now, closure drops, not rending floods. Tommy's art show, his painting, family portrait. Us three, but Daddy faded watercolor. It's okay, he said, shrugging small shoulders. Hugged him fierce, chin quivering, but voice steady. We make our own happy. Harper sighting, grocery aisle, months later. Cart collision produced tumbling apples, red accusations. Her eyes met mine, hollowed, defeated. Curls limp, lines etching young face. Sarah. Whisper flat, no fire. I nodded cool, basket steady, posture unbowed. Emily. Neutral tone, power and poise. She flushed, cheeks modeling, glanced away, mumbling excuse. Pushed cart fleeing, wheels wobbling unsteady. Satisfaction? Faint echo, not hate. Pity, almost. Karma's quiet bite. Mark's visits, park neutral ground, supervised by Elaine's aide. First, awkward standoff. Tommy bridging gap, soccer ball bouncing. Mark knelt, eyes red-rimmed, smile strained. Hey, champ, voice thick. Tommy hugged quick, pat, then ran free. Mark's gaze mine, pleading ghost. I turned away, jaw firm, eyes horizon fixed. Progress? His calls rarer, tone humbled. Thanks for the photos. Gruff gratitude. Boundaries held, mine, ironclad. Summer bloomed full. Cabin rental, crude logs, lake-lapping shore. Tommy cannonballed waves, splashes joyous. Evenings, s'mores sticky, stars wheeling overhead. Wish on that one. Tommy pointed, finger tracing light. I closed eyes, whisper soft. Peace, always. Body relaxed, limbs loose, breath deep lake mirror. Reflections deepened. Journal closed, pages filled fury to forgiveness self. Betrayal broke me, last entry read, but I rebuilt better. Pen capped, final full stop, fall returned. Leaves gold carpet, air crisp promise. School open house, Ms. Ruiz beaming, Tommy's desk front row star. Parents mingled, nods warmer, whispers faded. I stood tall, hand on son's shoulder, pride swelling chest, one eve, storm cleared, rainbow arching Olympics. I stepped out, barefoot grass cool, arms open wide. Wind tousled hair, free, wild. Tears traced cheeks, salt sweet, joy pure. Sigh long, lungs emptying old ghosts. Moral landed gentle. Revenge isn't the end. It's the forge. Betrayal's blade cuts deep, but from the wound, strength blooms, unbreakable, blooming wild. We rise not despite the fall, because of it. And in that rising, true peace, hard won, eternal. The school board meeting loomed like a thunderhead, May air thick with impending storm. Elmwood's auditorium buzzed, parents in folding chairs, folding programs, murmurs rippling like wind through pines. I sat mid-row, anonymous in khakis and blouse, hair pulled sleek, no makeup drama. Tommy fidgeted beside, crayon scribbling superheroes. Mom on my other flank, hand squeezing mine. Knuckles white-knuckled solidarity. My pulse? Steady drum, not frantic flutter. Ready. Superintendent Hale took the podium, silver hair gleaming under fluorescence, voice booming avuncular. Welcome. Tonight, budget, curriculum, and personnel matters. Pause, eyes scanning. Crowd hushed, anticipation electric, then it dropped. Anonymous packet, my handiwork, mailed crisp. Allegations against Ms. Emily Harper. Hale read, glasses slipping nose. Murmurs swelled, gasp, gasp, heads swiveling. Inappropriate relationship with a student's parent. Evidence enclosed. Spotlights felt hot on my skin, though none aimed my way. I leaned forward, elbows on knees, posture coiled, eyes locked front. Tommy whispered, "What's wrong, Mommy?" I shushed gentle, thumb stroking his hand. Calm anchor, doors creaked. Her entrance. Harper, summoned, striding aisle, heels clicking staccato, face pale porcelain. Curls tamed to bun, suit armor tight. But eyes, darting wild, panic pupils blown. She took the stand, hands gripping podium, knuckles blanching, lips bloodless. Hale cleared throat. "Ms. Harper comments?" She swallowed, gluck audible, chin lifting defiant. "False slander," voice pitched high, cracking edges. But tremor betrayed, fingers twitching, twisting hem. Board chair Mrs. Langford, stern bob, glasses chained, leaned in. Witness statements, texts, photos. Slid folder across, content spilling, printouts glaring, her face in grainy motel light. Gasps rippled, wave crashing. Harper's eyes widened, shock whites flaring. "That's edited." Stammered, hand fluttering chest, heart hammering visible. Sweat-beaded brow glistening under lights. Parent voices rose, fury chorus. "Predator!" One dad bellowed, fist shaking. Moms clutched purses, lips curled disgust. Tommy buried face in my side, small body tense. I hugged him close, chin atop his head, breath even. "It's okay." Justice time. Hale hammered gavel, bang bang order snapping. Evidence reviewed. Immediate suspension. Pending investigation. Harper crumpled, shoulders caving, face crumpling, tears spilling hot tracks. "Please." My career, Ike whisper whine, body swaying. A board member caught her arm, steadying, but eyes cold judgment. I watched. Impassive mask. But inside? Fireworks bursting. Elation surged, veins singing victory. Her glare found me then, across the sea of faces. Recognition dawned, eyes narrowing hate, lips sneering silent curse. I met it, gaze steel unyielding, slow nod acknowledgement. "Your turn to break." She lunged, half step from podium, finger jabbing air my way. "You, this is her." Voice shrill, shatter glass. Chaos erupted, chairs scraping, voices overlapping roar. Security moved, burly arms guiding her out, her heels dragging protest. Last glimpse, face-twisted fury tears, mouth open wail. E-ah. Auditorium thrummed aftermath. Claps mixed boos, air-thick outrage. I rose calm, guiding Tommy out, mom flanking. His eyes wide, processing. Bad teacher gone? Innocent question. Yes, bug. Smile soft, hand ruffling hair. Good people win. Outside, dusk purpled sky, stars pricking hopeful. Phone buzzed. Mark, board meeting. What did you do? Panic text, fingers flying implied. My reply, what you deserved. Sent. Deleted his number. Final snip. But climax crested higher. Elaine called en route home, tires humming highway. Board leak hit his work. Affair public. Boeing's investigating ethics. Her chuckle dark, shared glee. My grip tightened wheel. Laugh bubbling free, rich and rolling. Perfect home-loomed porch light beacon. But detour first. His apartment off 520. Beacon blinking, guilty. I parked shadows, engine off, ticking cool. Waited. Headlights swept. His truck, familiar rumble. He emerged, phone to ear, pacing frantic, free hand raking hair wild. I stepped out. Gravel crunching an ounce. He froze, phone dropping, jaw slack. "Sarah?" Voice hoarse, disbelief etching face, eyes bugging cartoon, arms crossed, hip cocked, stance unassailable. Surprise. Tone cool jazz, smooth edged. He advanced, steps stumbling, hands out placate. The board, Harper. "You set her up?" Eyes pleading, wet, desperate. Sweat slicked his brow, shirt clinging damp. "Set up?" Echo, laugh short, scoff. You built the trap. I just sprung it. Chin tilted challenge, eyes boring his, unflinching, his face contorted, guilt, grief, rage, cocktail. Fists clenched, veins popping forearms. Why? We had a family. Had. Past tense blade. I stepped closer, invading space, perfume mixing his fierce sweat. You torched it. For her giggles? Quick fucks? Voice low hiss, venom dripping. He recoiled, back hitting truck, thunk. Eyes downcast, lashes wet fans. I know. God, I'm sorry. Shoulders shook, sobs building, chest heaving ragged. Pity flickered. Brief, smothered. Sorry doesn't fix. Gesture sharp, hand slicing air. Papers served tomorrow. House, custody, everything. Eyes narrowed slits, predator gleam. His head snapped up, horror flooding. No, Tommy! Plea choked, hand reaching, fingers grasping air. I sidestepped, graceful dodge. You lost that right. Voice iron, unbending. Turned, stride purposeful. Heels clicking verdict. Sarah, wait! Desperate lunge, arm grabbing wrist. Grip tight, panic pulse throbbing. I wrenched free, spin fierce, eyes blazing. Touch me again, and it's assault charges. Low growl, teeth bared, flash. His hand dropped, limp, defeated. Face collapsed, mouth gaping fish, eyes streaming silent. Walked away, back straight, hair whipping wind. Engine roared life, tires spinning gravel farewell. Rear view, him shrinking, slumped against truck, silhouette broken, elation crested. Whoop! Fist pumping dash. Tears, not sorrow. Release, hot, cleansing. Lungs filled deep. Inhale, exhale, body thrumming alive. Home, mom waiting, tea steaming, smile knowing. Tommy asleep, angel peaceful. I sank couch, exhaustion sweet, limbs heavy victory. Phone lit, Elaine, win. Grin split face, wide, wild. Climax peaked, not destruction, reckoning, their worlds. Crumbled dust, mine? Rebuilt stronger, foundations unshakable. Thunder rolled distant, storm breaking, fitting, cleansing rain lashed windows, patter patter, washing old away. I closed eyes, peace settling, soft as dawn.